I pour 6 cups of drink and pass it off. And I say, to the fallen and the vengeance that comes after.
No.
Fendi.
Fendi.
And he drinks 3 fate. And you guys have, in that moment, made up your mind. This is going to happen. It's going to happen because you have revenge to dish out. You have lives to change, and it's all going to happen here, or you're going to die trying, which might happen. This job is brutal.
So look, we can get in. We know that, but getting out with our lives, that's going to be the challenge. And
The same that we got in. Sure. We have to figure out a way back to that room. Now, the way in, we're going to go through the air conditioning unit or duct.
yeah, we can
How
drop
do
in.
how do we get back up there?
That's the conundrum we've. We
Well,
can't really scale the wall unless we bring more gear.
We have enough rope. We have rope from the cache of Ben's.
Yeah.
We could split it in half, make it lighter, make it longer.
And I pick up those spiked balls. What did you want to like?
Yeah, they're, as you hold it in your hand, you realize just how brilliant they are. It's got weight, so it can actually sink that metal spout into a wall. It's brilliant what you did.
This is how we find that guy.
We can bring the little cobras with us to carry some of the extra stuff. I think that's the
I
best.
don't think it's bringing the children to this would be a
I'm just moving alone on that water dives. The longest can't move as much air as we can.
plus noise, plus.
Well, how about we set fire to the garden as a distraction?
I like
that idea a lot.
Evnon says, why don't we just walk in?
Are you crazy? They'll see us. We'll be spotted.
We'll be
We'll be
disguised.
disguised to all them guests.
You want me to ad lib as some hoity-toity bureaucrat?
Let me talk. It's scary.
Just do
Can you act like a hoity-toity bureaucrat who's on so much opium, wine, and gods only know what else that you can't even speak?
Now that I might be able to manage.
Remember who we are dealing with. The truth is, and he shakes his head, the truth is these people, we've lived our whole lives almost on these streets of Sekhmet. We've seen horrors.
There's no almost. I was born in these stupid something.
I wish I could say the same and be your true brother, but I cannot. But what we will see at this fete, we will have nightmares about it. That is how disgusting and perverse these people are on this plateau of Sekhmet.
You seem to know a lot about the people on the plateau.
Fate, I will tell you true. I lived in the Alabaster Palace for several months. My parents and I, we seemed to travel everywhere, running from place to place like outlaws. We ended up here, and I stayed there, and I thought it was paradise. I truly did. But they betrayed my family. My mother and my father were both killed. Not by them, but by those they told that we were there. I spent the rest of my life on these streets, but I was once a different man.
Then this is a bit of a Jim Street there as well.
I have sent out secret feelers like invisible octopus about this Alabaster Palace. And finally, the men of the refuge have gotten back to me and told me how I can get at least part of my revenge. If I could, I would slay this trumped-up Farron. I will not have the opportunity, and I don't jeopardize any of you in doing this, but we will surely steal his little revolver.
Do you remember the passageways?
I remember the house. And he actually starts to draw out the house as best as he remembers. And
I was
the
studying.
The layout of the house is really actually very simple. So there's 2 stories, and it is designed around a courtyard. But the courtyard is not open like the refuge. The courtyard is actually like almost a sunroof of stone of dark quartz, the expense of which blows your mind. But imagine, so it's a dark window, so it allows in sunlight, but not all the heat. And there is a balcony on the 2nd story. Most of it is blocked off because it belongs to the family. Like women of Sekhmet are usually cloistered off. And that's why there's no windows, there's only screens, so the women of the house can look through them and not be seen from the street. So half of this balcony, of the upper balcony, is cloistered off for the women. It's always guarded by eunuchs and guards. The other half is various other rooms and stuff where the disguises are. For example, one of those rooms, it's gigantic. It's the size of almost a football field. The 2nd story is a big, huge, giant room in the middle where probably the party is going to happen, with fountains and couches, and it's just a big, giant party room. And on the outside of it is all the things, all the servant quarters, kitchens, all that sort of thing, plus rooms like dining rooms and armories and that sort of thing. Outside of the palace, it's surrounded by gardens for 100 feet in every direction. The gardens are just beautiful and magic, and pathways. And so all in all, it almost sounds like paradise. But then you remember the other words that he spoke, and you're like, this is a devil's play. This is something else. I mean, we've spent our whole lives on the street of Sekhmet, and what we're going to see is going to give us nightmares. We are thieves and assassins, and we're going to have nightmares about what we see. Who are these people? What is going on up there? And you know exactly where the storeroom is. It's on the ground floor. It's actually, you have to go, if you're in this disguise room, you have to go down the stairs all the way over on this side of the building, enter where all the servants are, mostly kitchens, storerooms, that sort of thing. It's a storeroom that's off to one side. Like this palace complex has been rebuilt and refurbished and remodeled 4 or 5 times over centuries and centuries and centuries. And this seems just like it's off the beaten track where you're going, which is a very good thing. So this is the most confident, you're the most confident this part of the operation is if you actually get to the stupid storeroom, making a hole and accessing this forgotten tunnel complex that will hopefully bring you to the vault. The only thing is that all of this is very old, very decrepit. You are accessing tunnels that are thousands of years old. Not decades, thousands. This tunnel is thousands of years old. This predates it by 2,000 more. This predates it by 3,000 more. This is, and all of these places are just ancient and arcane and forgotten, except by these old men in the refuge who are looking for something of inestimable value that is library.
So the first thing we need to do is get access to the house. And I know just the place. Servants' quarters. They're always built later after the rest of the structure has been there. Almost like an afterthought. They may have come out of cheaper materials. And if there's any vulnerability, it's there. And if we can even disguise ourselves as servants, they won't even look at us in the eyes.
I had that thought as well. Evan, when they have parties, should they bring in temporary servants, those will be the ones, or do they only use the ones from the house?
I was but a child, and I was not part of these parties. But I would imagine they bring in all kinds. But remember who these people are. If you are an unknown servant and one of the guests slits your throat for fun,
that is not what I'm saying. We will have the masked disguise for that area. When we go to the servants' quarters, if we are wearing masks, we will stand out.
2 disguises then. Is
What
this
about
possible?
Rasky and Budgie?
2 disguises possible. He will simply have to wear underneath the servant's rags. We'll have to wear slightly tighter fitting Mogo's outfits. That should not be open.
It was so long ago, but I will try to remember as much as I can what the servants look like. It's the same house, the same owner. So hopefully they will look the same. But
Evmon, you've been there before. They clearly have an inside man at the refuge. Can we bribe someone to get us real servants' outfits? Money is no object. At the end of this, we will either have more money than we need, or we will be done. We have everything we own at our
That's
disposal.
a good idea. They need to get this office.
Do you know anyone inside who is amenable?
We have a fortnight. Surely somebody can get us some authentic disguises.
everybody roll 20-sided.
I think
Actually, you know what? I'm going to make this one person who hasn't rolled yet roll one time.
19.
Aren't you the guy that rolls once?
The beginning of the game.
Not anymore.
Okay. We are going to do a technique in the movies that you guys have seen. It's a montage. You know how everybody's talking about the plan and you cut to them implementing what they're doing before the job? Okay, so I'm going to kind of do that a little bit. And I'm going to say that you guys are planning to get servants' outfits. And
I think, what about Rasky and Budgie, though? Why can't we have them play
you can do
this?
whatever you want. You are talking about it. We haven't cut to any. We're just, but I'm going to say that you do find out and secure real servants' outfits. You find out the design and the material and have them made. So they are effectively real servants' outfits. And that is something that you guys can take. And you have, waterproof bladders, waterproof
We have to double.
luggage and
We
stuff.
have to double the bladder strip.
We got
The bladders are starting to fill up the den.
Do we need to go out through the well? I don't like this well. I don't like it. You mentioned the front door. If we set fire to those gardens, won't the nobles in a mad flash run out the door and we can get lost in that crowd?
If we set fire to the gardens will go to
The guards will go to high alert and rush to protect the gardens and the royal family, and all of those rich pansies will be running out in one flood, and we join that crowd.
I think the last thing we need is a frenzy. I mean, look what happened. Half our team got cut down in the streets in panic. We cannot fight as a coordinated unit. Our strength is in stealth. Our strength is in the element of surprise and being unseen, unheard, undetected.
Plus, if the fire happens, they may go and check on this precious object sooner rather than later.
That's why they do it at the end, once the object's secured.
We never get far away before they notice.
Where you're at the end of this montage, perhaps moving to the well at dawn. Everyone must have an abundance of torches to get through these dark tunnels. To get to the other tunnel, to get to the tower, to get to the ballista, to shoot it into the Alabaster Palace. Then, making the easiest way possible inside, going to the disguise room. We already have one disguise as servants. We pick up others as guests. We make our way to the storeroom. Hole through the storeroom wall into the caverns below. Make your way to the vault. Grab the item, hopefully. And then we escape. How? And Evnon actually brings up another point, and that is, must we escape that day? Can we wait down there?
We don't know if we're going to be doing that or we to add extra danger. If we just walk out that door and disguise.
Yes, but after the revelry, all the nobles and the servants will have gone to bed and they'll be drunk and they'll be disposed. They'll be under the influence of opiates and alcohol. We could slip out early in the morning when everyone's sleeping off their hangovers. Then we'll only have to worry about the guards.
I think we should leave that night. I would argue the guards are who were chasing us in the first place, and those servant and noble would stop us that night.
I think some may leave that night, some may stay and search some of the grounds, who knows. But I don't think everyone will stay there, so I don't think leaving that night will do that illusion.
The longer we stay, the more chance we have.
But Evan, you would know best, even though you told him to go. You have much experience with this.
My instinct is to wander off into the garden, to vomit off a drunk and stumble into the darkness and be lost. If we were in costume,
We could walk out the front gate. The front gate. If we have costumes as nobles, when they start to leave, they'll be opening the gates for the nobles to go back home. We could blend in.
That's I thought that was the plan.
We just walk out the front gate. We don't go back through any tunnels. We can hide in the tunnels until it's morning, until it's time to go.
I think at night when it's not as easy to see what we're wearing, we are the best time to leave.
Some people will leave early. We can be inestimable.
Whether it's late at night or the wee hours of the morning, it should be very hours about us.
okay. I want everybody to roll 20-sided ones. Let's get some ones on the board.
All right.
2.
12.
17.
2. Wait, I want to do a story re-roll.
No, it's only for ones.
Oh wait, I want to do a story 20. No, I don't. I'll save that.
You could the story 20. When I say roll, that's when you pop out the story.
Before I roll, yeah.
Right. Because if you use it afterwards, it effectively isn't sure to.
Yeah.
All right. So I want just very briefly, if there's stuff that you are carrying or want to bring that is unusual, that you think I'm going to give you a roll for later, and you would rather not have that roll, I'm just going to go and I want to say what you guys are bringing. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? There's always a chance you'll have it later, but you know me. I'm going to say roll 20, and if you don't pop that roll, you don't got it. But if you tell me beforehand, there's a much bigger chance that you will be able to have that. Okay?
Okay.
Much better scenario, but you got to tell me right now. So it's a speed tournament chess of what gear you're bringing.
I am bringing lockpicks of varying sizes, whether it's from small ones to padlocks, and it's what we might encounter inside these, volunteering areas. I'm also going to be taking a bunch of those balls to swim with, the spike balls.
3 times.
Just 3 times, in case we need those.
Okay. You're helping everyone out by making sure that you guys don't look like adventurers.
Right. It was
Okay. You look frumpy,
right.
Okay.
My suggestion.
but you look frumpy because you are skin, bone, and sinew with a lot of equipment and gear with robes over.
Yes.
What do you take?
I would also like to bring some powders and some dyes for a brief makeup kit. It will go further in disguise than just swapping out. We can make ourselves look more noble class, less dirty. It will help sell it more with the costume change.
Keep that as all we're going, or so just to let yourself do it.
Done.
Okay, Fate, and you guys, we're going to assume because of what you just said, that you have waterproofed all of your gear that needs to be waterproofed.
So from the stash of Ben's stuff, I'm gonna take all the rope I can wrap around myself, and then also there's nails that can be used for distraction or injury, and also there's a smoke screen. So I'm gonna take that and a turkey leg.
Whatever you need to turn that ballistic chip, I think.
Okay, there are various types of dusts that are really fun. Okay, and you have a pouch full, so it's not one of those things where you grab a handful and just magically it blinds the room. You have a pouch full of super fine dust, where if you fling it in the air, it's going to have an effect on everybody, but including you and everyone else. But it might be enough to get you away if the shit really hits the fan. Excuse me, Troy.
So I'm gonna pack some fiber mesh, some white mortar powder, and some.
All that stuff you would have already had.
Okay.
Anything unusual?
Anything unusual? Let's see. Just regular craftsman tools like chisels and a hammer and
Socket set.
yeah.
Okay.
Number 10 socket.
Also,
Roll 20.
10.
You managed to beat it.
7.
No herb, but Evnon says it's all right. He will leave him behind.
I'll carry all the stuff he was carrying and get stuff from him.
Anything unusual, anything that pops up that you don't want to roll for later that you would not have. Okay.
I will spend the next few days teaching you the basics of some of that makeup so you can disguise the rest of it from the inside.
He will be a loss, for sure. He is now much fatter than he was, and you were the most svelte. Everyone troll 20-sided one more time as the day approaches.
11.
15, 20,
8.
Not bad, not bad.
Don't like those 20s. And with just this incredible feeling of, I can't believe this is really happening, all of a sudden you find yourself in a line at the crack of dawn. It is just barely light outside. And you are all walking towards the dung street, the dung road. And there is the vendors haven't even set up yet. It is deserted. There is all of the trash, riffraff, monsters, everything. At this hour, everything is gone. The city is as clean and as safe as it can be. And you see other travelers who are taking advantage of that. But you make your way. Roll 20-sided one more time. You have reached the dung road.
15.
Give me ones.
18.
5.
7.
So 7's the lowest roll?
5.
Roll one more time.
11.
You make your way into the quarter where the well is, and it's a place where in fact, all of the faces start to look Asiatic. You're not. You're more like Middle Eastern Indian. And you stick out, and you get a couple weird looks, and when you hear people talk, it's not even your language. You think maybe this neighborhood is Hirkan, maybe. But you do stick out like a sore thumb, but you stick to the main streets, and you have some place to go, and you are left alone. I want one person to roll 20-sided one time to see if that continues. The Hirkan are not known for being peaceful people.
1.
Standing.
You
Everybody,
do an angel story.
you have an
That's
angel
fun.
story.
Can I do one for non-combat and a story roll?
You can do an angel story.
You can't. This is not combat though.
Right.
We're not.
So
we're
what
not-
I'm saying is
we're
your
not in
angel
combat.
story is your cheapest alternative.
We're not in
The
combat.
next cheapest is story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. So if you've already played your angel, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So you can reroll.
You're very lucky.
10.
This is not a 1.
It's a one with a 0 behind it. You make it to the well, and you almost can't even believe it. And it's just it's a well. You see over here the plateau. It's like a cliff going up, and at the top of that cliff, you see 100-foot walls. And every less than a quarter mile is a tower that goes up for even higher. It's beautiful. The towers are long and narrow. The stone is just gleaming white. It's gorgeous. And even the rock of the escarpment is white. It's actually kind of awe-inspiring. And on the other side of that, life is much, much different. But this well is at the bottom here, right in front of you. Nondescript, fairly large. There are all kinds of leather buckets, and all of a sudden, all around it has a little covering. And for 100 feet in any direction, there's naught but mud. And then the buildings begin. And there's a clearing. And as you walk towards the well, you realize one thing that will be determined by one die roll by one of you.
That's it. 20. Gotta get up next time.
The important thing that you realize is that there is no one there.
Fantastic.
No one.
I see.
Not a woman, not a girl, not a horse, not a guard. Deserted. And it is just a little bit before dawn. And there's the well. And there are a few places where you can tie rope
Mhm.
to go down.
So
And it is pitch black.
I say it's time to get to work, guys. It looks like we're in the clear. I pull out my pouch of paste and start smearing gray, orange on the rope. This is to make sure that it blends in with the well and no one's going to follow our tracks, because people are going to come to the well looking for water. It's a well, and we don't want them discovering.
Does anybody know when that can come untied?
Oh, I do. I just tie it, and then I lay some stones to disguise it.
Take it down with us.
Huh?
Yeah, no. There are knots that you can.
Yeah, I'll be watching on the other side because I'm not going, so I can untie it if there's a simple knot from the other side, and you guys can bring that rope through with you.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
He's like he's not going past this point.
Well, he's going in the well.
Yeah, but we're all going.
They're going in the well.
Hey,
You won't be in the water.
okay.
Okay, why is he in the well if he doesn't go past that point? He could just interrupt nothing.
Right, I could keep watch outside the well and make
Watch-
sure it's safe for you guys to come back out.
You're
That
gonna draw too
nonsense.
much attention.
Yeah, exactly. It's better if you go down into the well because you will not be seen at all. You won't be anywhere near the well.
Okay, I can camp out below that level of the well. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a little aquifer down there.
Alright.
Well, it's rubble. So
Alright. I'll do it.
All right. So I get to work, cast down the rope. I'm disguising it. I'm making it blend into the well, and I say, "You guys tracks. I make it look like we weren't here. Clear. Dust your tracks."
fate. As you guys do so, everything just seems to be working according to plan. You have no idea why. It's just the gods are with you. You're in the zone. In fact, I'll give you guys experience in your skills later, but right now, knot tying, let's put that as a skill, knot tying experience. Brilliant idea for the camouflage. So, if somebody does come in, a quick glance won't reveal anything untoward. Great plan. And you guys start to climb down. Evnan actually goes first and he lights a torch. And you guys see that when he lights it, part of the well wall is caved in. And you see rubble and then a hole in the wall. And then the water goes down from there. So once you enter this hole in the wall, you must probably go down into the subterranean, underground tunnels. You understand what I'm saying? So he's actually on like a little pile of rubble. And he goes, and he just starts beckoning people down one by one. He says, "You go, come on." And you climb down. I want everybody to roll 20-sided. I need a 1. Somebody give me a
9.
10.
16.
16. I get to the hole and I squeeze my titties and I pull through.
Shove them through.
You guys all get down to the rubble. He takes out a knife and he puts it to your throat and he pushes you up against the well wall and he goes, "Tie him. Don't move. Do not move." And you're looking into the eyes of somebody who will kill you.
I don't say a
I
word.
bind
Tie him now.
I bind him.
You bind him and he goes, "All right." And he takes something out that you guys didn't even know he got.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a bladder on crack. He had, it's like a coffin of leather that's been tightly sewn up and pitch has been put on it and it's been waterproofed. And he goes, "Help me get him in."
From the bottom of my stomach.
Actually, you know what? He gags him.
I bind his feet then.
He gags you, and actually they tie you up so you can't even move. And he was walking with a walking stick, and he takes the walking stick, and it's going from your ankles to here, and he's tying you to the stick so you can't move like this. So you're just stiff on the stick, and he's like, help me, get him in. And you help him, and he's like, and you put him in this leather coffin, and you start tightening it up, and he smears pitch on it, and he goes,
I'm sorry.
at the end of it, he pats you and says, "I'm desperately sorry, my friend, but you have to come with us. There's no other way."
And I say, "Hey, I've smuggled people on ships and done this 100 times. You'll be fine. Don't panic."
I'd
He
like to
doesn't
give
lie.
him the
He's a
worst
naval
way
man.
that anyone's ever seen.
Bait, and you hear this.
We really need to go quickly though because he's rolling. He's using the air now.
I will. And he grabs it. He grabs a bladder and the rope, and he dives. And you see the rope just come slowly play out.
I make sure it doesn't color any rocks.
You come down into the hole and you play it out. The rest of you kind of glance up at this oval of now light where you can see the roof of the shelter over the well, but still there's nothing. There's no one there. I'm gonna somebody, one person roll 20-sided one time as this is going.
My rolls have been off.
to the
Well, that means you're gonna have a good one.
15.
Not bad, not bad.
You see a young girl, and you hear her before you see her. She's singing a little song, and all of a sudden you see her, and she's all veiled and stuff, and pretty soon a leather bucket splash in the water, and then up it goes, and she's singing, and all of a sudden you see another girl walk up and they start talking, and ta-ta-ta-ta, laughter, giggling, and they have no idea that there is this party of just slayers and thieves at the bottom of this thing. And you're just perfectly quiet, playing out the rope. Another little leather bucket goes in, goes up. And then there's a tug on the rope. And then Evnon actually comes back with the other side of the rope. And he goes, okay, this side goes around you. I help pull from the other side, yes? Mm-hmm. Okay, everyone get ready. Maybe you go next. You're the next best swimmer. Yep. You're the only swimmer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then we pull him, both of us together, and then the rest of you. All right, roll 20-sided. Is both you and Evnon go in together.
Hey.
1.
I've got an angel story reroll.
Okay. Thank you.
Cost it already.
But you only get one.
18.
You make it without incident, and you see on the other side, you actually see the other side come in because you see light. And of course, if you're in total darkness and then you see light, it's like spotlights, right? So you finally get up on this little muddy bank, and Evnon has actually set up torches, so it's pretty well lit. And you see just a muddy, rocky, natural cavern, and everything's very wet and very humid, and you just hear drip, 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 drip from deep inside somewhere. And you guys tug on the ropes. The rest of you get that tug. And you know what happens next.
Who said that next?
He goes in the water. You tie him.
He's swimming down the air. We can breathe him until we go. So he goes next.
Okay, so
I want to go. He's immobile, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody needs to go with him, make sure he doesn't snag on anything.
Okay.
I'll go.
That was very, very wise. So actually, I'm going to give you an additional fee for that.
Yeah,
and you guys go. Roll 20. Roll 20. As you get pulled.
7.
16.
You know exactly what's happening. You are screaming into your gag. You almost shit your pants. You urinate yourself. You are terrified. You are going to kill someone when you get out of there. And all of a sudden you realize that, you know what? And your little leather coffin is leaking. Roll 20-sided.
20!
Do I hear the bubbles?
You just hear him screaming his ass off.
Okay.
You know that you're going to die. You feel wet. You are screaming bloody murder. And all of a sudden, it's opened. And you realize it was just a trick. It was just a trickle. It was more your imagination than anything else. No, it was not watertight, but no, you weren't gonna die.
And the wet is worse.
And Evnon, and all of a sudden, and Evnon is just talking to you, and you're so hacked off you can't even hear what he's saying. But it's just like his voice is calming, until finally you can hear him, and he's like, "We are all your brothers. We didn't want to do this to you. But you would have done the same to us had we had some sort of similar fear, but in a different situation. Everything's all right." And for some reason, you do calm and you feel all right. And you're like, "I'm glad that's over with." and all of a sudden you feel okay.
I didn't even say good job, sailor. That wasn't easy.
And all of a sudden you're really proud of yourself. In fact, I want you to put your one step towards conquering your fear of water.
I go next.
And you go next. There is you left
There's two of us.
and you left.
I go.
Roll 20 sided.
Whoops. One.
Roll one more time.
You're welcome. 4.
You are swimming, you're getting pulled. You're swimming, you're getting pulled. And you go to breathe from your bladder. And you mess it up. Most of the bladder goes bubbles. And you panic. And you try to bring yourself up to see if there's any air at the very top. And you realize that there is nothing. And you panic and you stop swimming. You feel yourself getting pulled and your head gets hit. Roll 27.
18.
He goes out. All of you guys are there except for you, but you can tell that there is resistance on the rope. Evnon goes, get him.
Yeah, I'm the best one where I go.
Right. And he is just, Evnon is pulling and you go.
Do I help
When-
Evlon pull to help with this? Or
Yeah. You start pulling and then you do too.
Yeah.
Roll 20 sided. This is very important. He is out.
3.
When you get to him, he's like this.
I immediately grab him, roll him on his side, and start whacking him on the back.
You with the rope is still pulling him, but slowly because he's just bouncing into everything. But you free him up. There's enough light for you just to see silhouettes, but you get him. You pull him up and just start pounding on him. This is actually your bailiwick because you were a naval man. Roll 27.
3.
This is it, buddy. Roll 20 sided.
18 followed by, let's see, 13.
He coughs into life. And everybody, Evnon looks at all of you like,
That was a close shave.
that would not have been a good guy. None of you, you don't want to lose anybody right now.
Is it blood?
Yeah.
Luckily, there is none. You made that roll. That's a very good thing because a nice gashy head wound. Oh yeah, that'll bleed for the next 2 days. I would have really liked that one. Okay, you guys are now in the tunnel.
We got one more.
Oh,
Unless you get free pass.
you know what? I'm so happy. Well, the thing is that this is a co-creation between me and the Fates. And the Fates inhabit these. So I can't really hand it to you unless the Fates are with me. So what you're gonna have to do is roll one of these and see if the Fates are with you or with me.
I already gave him his wounds.
10.
And you see him come up out of the water. And that was one of the most uncomfortable experiences of your life because you cannot swim. But the truth is, between you pulling on this rope and them pulling on you, it could have been a lot worse. In fact, now that you're out of the water, you kind of like the feeling of it. Like you feel really clean. And it's not often that a Sekhmet urban fakiran feels completely clean. And you're like, I wonder if I got like a big basin or something and warmed up the water. That would be nice. And inadvertently, you reinvent the bathtub.
Let's go.
Everybody roll 27.
10.
4.
16.
2.
3. Everybody who rolled below 5, raise your hand. I like it. And you 3 guys, I want you to roll one more time.
Come on, guys.
12.
19.
9.
When you had that look on your face, I thought it was a 1 for sure. the worst possible outcome here would be that this tunnel complex is inhabited. And nobody knew it, and these people have been living here, and you have just invaded their home, and it would have been a big, huge, giant hassle. But the truth is, these tunnels are every bit as forgotten as they appear. You have a map, and you start moving out, and there's absolutely no reason for you guys to hurry or screw up or make mistakes. What is of paramount importance is that you find exactly where you're going, so that when you start digging, it is not in vain, and you can do it safely. One person roll 20-sided one time. The one person who rolls the ones the most, preferably.
Well, let's just go. That was upsetting. 15.
And you think you looking at the map, all of you carrying torches, you think you've gotten to the point where you are supposed to dig. And you have, I will say, you have brought collapsible digging implements, and you easily provide that because it's part of your kit. You bring stuff like this. They're not the best things. None of them are bigger than this, but you start going into the tunnel. I want one person to roll 20-sided one time, and let's see how difficult this is going to be.
You got it?
18.
Why is this happening?
I start tapping around with the torch. Say it's thin over here.
Fate. Indeed it is. And the truth is that this is just so utterly rotten that you get to stone after just a few feet, and it doesn't take you very long to go through that few feet. All of this is just, in fact, these caverns will probably collapse within a century. Okay.
I say careful, don't take away too many stones. We want this exit to be here when we come.
Now, the stones that you've gotten to are worked. You've gotten to worked stone, but this worked stone is falling apart. The mortar's dilapidated. It's not even like mortar anymore. And this is where you shine. And the truth is, this is not going to be too difficult. And you, everybody just kind of steps back and holds the torches for you. And in fact, since you got the time, you practice being nice and quiet, because you know that it's got to be quiet later, right?
Yeah, I wiggle some of the stones out of place and set them aside to be used later. And I just keep methodically working my way around, keeping the keystone in place until it's time to finally disassemble a doorway big enough for a person to squeeze through.
You do so. You think it's probably going to be safer if you make a crawl space. But the thing is that right after this one layer of stones is air, darkness. And in fact, you just on instinct, you go like this. Somebody hands you a torch and you throw it in. And the torch half goes out, even like 9/10 goes out because it lands in like mud and water. But the truth is that you see a circular room with a halfway rotted staircase of rubble, but it was partially made out of stone, so it's something that's navigable. But we're talking old. So it's not safe, but you know where you are. You are in the foundation, well, probably not even the prior tower, but the prior tower to the one that's up there now. But you know that directly above this is the tower that's up there now. And you remove enough for a crawl space, and all of you kind of make your way in. And what you realize is this is very dangerous. This is a very dangerous room. Okay, so there's the remnants of a staircase. However, it was really easy for him to take these stones out, but that means that this whole foundation here that's probably been forgotten is not real safe.
Talking about Roosh last.
I'll go first since I'm the most agile. I don't have lots of stuff to play.
And I just say, careful, guys, careful.
And you take a good hard look at this, and you're like, okay, handhold. You think maybe you can do it, but it's probably a good idea if these guys go into the other room just in case rubble falls down. Okay? You can find a safe way. They can observe, but it's maybe safer if they get the hell out of Dodge or at least move.
Are we all through the crawl space right now? We've all made it through.
You've all made it through.
Well, while he's doing what he does, I work in the background, stacking the stones back up for the crawl space we just came through, and make sure no one follows us behind.
Fake, you do so. In fact, you put down a little bit of your fake mortar, so that it looks like the mortar's still there. You can't do too much about the mud on the other side, but you do have a couple tricks up your sleeve where you throw like a little rake and you bring mud in. So there is at least mud to the last brick from the outside. You know your thing.
And on this side, I marked one of the stones with just one red mark in a cross shape. So if we had to, we know where to kick to come back through the wall easily.
Fake. And you start.
Can I bring a rope just to tie up?
Give him some fleetons. So on the outside stone wall, maybe a little bit sturdier than those stairs. You can shove it in for a hand.
They do one
That
better.
spot.
So not only do you have rope, but you have stuff to secure the rope too,
Yeah.
up top side. So if you can make this and install all these rope and fleetons, guess what? You just made their job about 1,000,000 times easier. If you can pull this off, you may get these guys up here without a wall. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll 20 sided as you start to climb.
15.
You make it 15 feet. You actually call for a torch. They throw a torch up to you, and you easily grab it and then just tuck it into the mud at arm's length. And guess what? Now you can see up here. It looks like the going is a little harder, but in a weird way, it seems safer because the wall has given in and big rocks have come in. So there's actually like a big rock, like boom, at an angle like this. And you're like, that looks kind of sturdy. Maybe it's not as dangerous.
Yeah.
And you keep moving. This is for the last 15 feet. Roll 27.
2.
You slip. You're on one finger hold of rock that's in mud, and you see the rock coming out of the mud. Okay, cracks going up like this from the mud, and you are hanging. 3.
I grab a fleeton and try to stick it to it.
Fate, do it. Roll 20 sided.
12.
You are who you are. Bam! Like this. You put your other hand on the fleeton, and you start over again. Roll 20 sided.
10.
You hear a voice. Ednon goes, tie a rope around yourself into the fleeton.
10. Tire rope into the fleeton.
Now you're a good mountain climber. Now you only fall to the extent of the rope, right? Unless that fleeton gives way, in which case, game over.
Yeah.
You start climbing. Roll 20 sided one more time.
7.
Beat it the bad way so I can kill you.
12.
You climb. All of a sudden, rubble. You put your head down like this. Mud, stones, rocks, pebbles. All of you guys move out of the way. The rain comes down and ends. You're in pitch darkness. You took out your torch. But you know what? You've climbed in the dark before.
I call to him, trust your feet, not your hands.
You decide not to call back with him with a cuss word and just focus.
This rope he's using, does it come off like one?
It goes to the fleet zone.
Goes to the fleeton. Roll 27.
15.
I'm giving you every opportunity in the world here to die, and you're not having it. Okay, so you actually reach up and feel something flat. And you realize that the foundation of the present tower is what you felt, and it is sturdy and runs past the length of this kind of well that you're in. Okay, so this well might be a mess and dangerous, but it's sturdy at this foundation. All right, so you can actually kind of get to work. You find a good, you got a rope comes down, and actually you torches light. You look up and you see that he has driven in an iron spike to a thick timber, and he has lit a torch, and there is a rope going down. And as you guys look up, you see that there is just one problem, and that is roll 27.
16.
Okay. There's a trap. This is a tower foundation. There's a trap door. But that's it. You see the trap door has a lock mechanism on it, and he would have probably already opened it if he could. This is your job. Okay. The whole party would have stopped right about here if it wasn't for what you could do, because it looks sturdy, like wood reinforced with metal, but like fresh, good, not.
Right.
You know, this isn't something that you hack through with a hatchet. Locksmith starts to come up. Actually, you feel pretty comfortable up here. You drive in a couple more spikes, attach a few more ropes, throw them down, but you also make yourself a little almost seat so you can kind of get out of his way. So you're just kicking it up there like you've climbed Mount Everest, right? And you see him slowly but surely come up. You give him a little bit of help with another rope. You throw it down. He ties it around you. You help him up. And I'm not even going to have him roll. All of a sudden, this is a safe operation. You guys have seen that this worked according to plan. And you were up there and you see the trapdoor. And you get to work. And actually, you know, as you're working, he makes you a little seat so that you can focus better. And roll 20-sided.
4.
Oh, I like this. And as the whole operation grinds to a halt, you realize that this door was simply not made to be opened from this side. And this is going to take a whole... You're going to have... So what happens is you have this door, this trap door, and it is reinforced with metal bands. And the metal bands go in the opposite direction of the wood, but the wood is like hardwood. Okay, so this isn't something that you know, if you took an axe to this door, it would take you hours and you'd probably break an axe or two before you could get through it, type of thing. This is no bullshit. The only thing is this lock mechanism is on the upper half. So you can't even access it from down. Okay, you can't even see the deadbolt that goes into the stone because there's this much wood, and the whole lock mechanism, the deadbolt, is way up here.
How much
on the
space
other-
is between the rock and the wood that goes in? Can I get a wire up so maybe it's the bolt and work it in?
You'd have to drill a hole through the trapdoor, through the wood part. Doable.
Well, the deadbolt goes into the rock, right?
That's right.
So if there's room between the rock and the wood, I might be able to get something up to where the deadbolt is and work the deadbolt through that side.
Roll 27.
Does Jarek have
13.
Do you have a drill?
Got chisels.
Little chillers, we do the fields on too.
I could go down, grab a chisel, bring it back up to him, and then you can try to chisel a hole in.
Chiseling the rock will take forever.
Yeah.
But
What might be, as you look at it, what might be better is trying to drive an iron spike completely through the door, and then just pulling out the iron spike so there's now a little hole. And maybe he can do his gig through the hole. Maybe.
We can try it.
I couldn't reach the mechanism.
Not gonna happen. Okay, roll 20-sided, give me a 1.
6.
This is a relatively easy operation. It takes more time than you thought, but you do it. You guys are who you are, and this is simple. You drive an iron spike through the trapdoor, but now you got to get the iron spike out. The only thing is, iron spikes tend to break and snap. That's why you get another roll. This is to see whether you can get the iron spike out.
8.
You do so. You now have, about like that, okay?
That's all I need.
What's your deal?
Work.
You get to work, and you are operating by feel more than anything because you cannot see the lock at all, right? But what you figure is this is a short key. Right, so this can't be too complicated. This wasn't meant to protect gold. This was meant to protect a storeroom that is long since the ceilings, the floors long since rotted out, right? You bring out your tools. You need to bend a couple of them because this is actually the first time you've done something like this. We have to go in, over, and this. Okay, and you actually appreciate the opportunity to do something so unique to your craft. This is not boring.
This makes me better.
Difficult. This makes you better. Wait a little 20-sided.
4.
It takes you longer than you thought. And the thing is that when I say longer than you thought, the more time that passes, the more things may happen down the chain where you needed time. Okay? But you work on it, you work on it, you work on it.
Is this something where I could, if I need to get a grip on something to move it? Because I asked for a little bit of that pitch, like the pitch on the end of it, so I just get the toy to do that.
Fate, which one? Pitch.
1.
Angel Story reroll.
Ah! It's your last one.
Yeah, epic story.
13.
Okay. By the way, I hate to say this, but you new guys, if you do have enough fate tokens to buy your rerolls, you want to, because you're not allowed to purchase them when you use them.
Got it.
Right? Okay. You pop the door. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't give you what I wanted to give you, but the door is open.
Okay, I'll buy a specific character story for this character.
All you have to do is hold it up. You don't have to say anything. Just you hold it up like this, and then we acknowledge that is happening. Everybody roll 20-sided as you proceed into the tower.
What was it?
16.
20.
19.
Well rolled?
Yeah.
3.
Okay. Put down dungeon lore experience for the 20, and you guys are actually in the tower. This bottom floor is a storeroom. You see rotted chests, rotted quivers. You can tell it hasn't been used in a while. That worries you a little bit because you don't know what the ballista is going to look like upstairs. But the stairs are solid, and you just start making your way up the tower holding the torches, keeping a careful eye on. There are arrow slits now. Evnon just starts walking up the stairs with a lit torch.
How big are these arrow slits, these little windows?
They're no more than 4 feet tall, and there's usually a cross of no more than 2 feet.
Okay.
And the stone goes like this.
Okay.
So arrow slits, they're meant to prevent those guys from shooting you when you're inside.
So in order to help stay covert, you said there was a rotten chest. I see if I can pull the lid off of it, and as we move, put up a shield in front of it as they pass by with the torch, so that they don't see our bodies moving. All they would see is they would see something, but they wouldn't know that they're people.
Okay, actually, Evnon holds up the whole thing, and you guys cover up each arrow slit as you go up, the ones that you can at least, and especially the ones facing the palace. Go ahead and put down fate as you guys enter the room of destiny. I want one person roll 20-sided one more time. This is going to determine